Back to the proudly South African summit we go. That's the Buy Local Summit and Expo, celebrating 12 years. Let's cross over to Sakina. She's broadcasting from there. Sakina, let's find out what you've got for us now.
Well, thanks so much, Leanne, and welcome back to the Sandton Convention Centre. And of course, the centre coming alive, more and more of the exhibitors, of course, coming in, and it is waking up some really nice stuff around us that we can see. But of course, it's all about the opportunities that will be on display here, not just the goods, but all of those collaborations as well, bringing together all the various businesses, big, small, medium enterprises, so that they can collaborate and of course inspire all of us to buy local, to buy South African. And I'm joined now, I did say earlier on, our Absa guest was running slightly late, but he has joined us now, the executive for enterprise development at Absa Group, Mr. Kgalaletso Tlhoaele. Thanks so much for coming through.
It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you for having us.
Mr. Tlhoaele, first and foremost, Absa's involvement here at the Buy Local Expo and Summit, it is proudly South African. So talk to us about Absa and where you fit into this picture.
Well, we are the branding name sponsor. So we are the headlining sponsor, and we truly believe that the story of the impact of localization has to be told. Businessmen and women throughout the country are doing their bit to create employment, to create livelihood for themselves and their employees, and to ensure that the wheels of the economy is turning. So, from our point of view, it is very important that we are able to tell those stories. Localization is critical to Absa through its manufacturing sectors, as well as the SME segment, where there's a big focus. But we are also involved with the Black Industrialists, and this is an opportunity for us to showcase that with the right support and the right focus and the right beneficiaries, we are really able to get the localization, buying local, to become a reality.
So access to finance is one of the key challenges for SMMEs. So in terms of that, Absa, what are you offering here? Because I had a look on, the far end of this exhibition hall. I saw a lot of smaller stalls. So what is Absa offering to the exhibitors here?
Yes. Well, a lot of these exhibitors have been part of our enterprise development program. So we've capacity built them. Ensure that we provide access to markets, and on the back of that, we are also able to provide them with funding. One of our beneficiaries was proudly sponsored by Absa and represented South Africa at the New York Fashion Show. They actually dressed the president and the minister at the SMME Awards in December. So these are the kind of stories that we are coming here to showcase and to make sure that our interventions, our initiatives in growing small businesses is actually becoming a good story.
And of course, the big takeaway one wants to have with regard to localization is, of course, job creation and the growth of the economy. So how do we actually facilitate, a faster process in terms of making sure that these businesses are able to scale and they are able to create more employment and grow the economy?
We have a lot of engagements with the Department of Small Business, and you would have seen this commitment from the Minister to enable and make it easier for businesses to get going, to get into business, to get the licensing processes much smoother. And on the back of that, you can definitely see that incentives are becoming more accessible. There's funding that is becoming accessible through the various partnerships with CEDA. And it is actually becoming easier for smaller businesses to do work and to get into business. And that, I think, is a powerful thing. From our side, we ensure that it's easier to onboard them. We ensure that we are able to lower the barriers to entry, whether it is around the functions of management, the capacity building within the entity, access to markets, and of course funding. And I think that's a very important development.
It certainly is, but how easy is it? Can someone walk off the street and access these opportunities?
Well, we've got enterprise development programs that we are forever in the regions getting beneficiaries to onboard. But they can also send an email to ed@absa.africa to become part of our program. But we've got representation in all the regions, and we go far and wide looking for unique opportunities to be able to tell the story of that entrepreneur who's got passion, who's got the drive, and we make sure that their vision becomes a reality through our programs.
What's that email again?
ed@absa.africa.
ED as in enterprise development.
Yes.
At Absa.
.africa.
Africa. ed@absa.africa, and you will answer to everyone.
We do answer to everyone. It's a manned email address.
All right. And if Absa doesn't answer, tell us. We will make sure that we get hold of Mr. Tlhoaele here to answer to your emails.
In addition, tomorrow you'll see that we'll be unveiling one of our black industrialists. I will not take the shine from our Chief Procurement Officer, but there's a first in South Africa in terms of the manufacturing of cards by a local entrepreneur that we supported through our supply development program. So really, really momentous step in ensuring that we fully support localization and ensure that innovation is encouraged and supported, and of course, creating more jobs and more good stories
All right.
for our country.
And we look forward to that, because this is what this platform is for. Proudly South African, and please buy local. You know, this is what this is meant to inspire. So we'll be coming back later on for the official opening. And of course, if we have a moment or two, we'll look at more of the businesses on show here. But that, of course, was the Executive Enterprise Development at Absa, Mr. Kgalaletso Tlhoaele.